Procrastination isn't always about the daily tasks. Sometimes it's just about you. The problem is that we always end up last on our own lists. And what that's doing is it's making sure that we don't get seen at the end, even by ourselves. Because, just to show of hands, right? Who never finishes their job list in a day? Yeah, me as well, right? But when you're last on your own list every time, you're the job that doesn't get done. You're the person that doesn't get seen. You're the person that doesn't get to rest or heal or recover for the next day. That's when procrastination isn't just a problem, it's now a habit. So today we're going to break that habit with one simple change that isn't changing your life, isn't going to change the world around you. It's one simple step, one day at a time. So let's get into why we procrastinate ourselves in the first place, right? One of the main reasons we do this is because we feel like the things we are most scared of failing will put off, right? Because failing in something small is annoying. Failing in something really important hurts a lot. And so we put it off. We'll say, I'll do it later on, or I'll do it next time I get a chance. But there never really is a next time, is there? Let's be honest. Next time never actually comes. Tomorrow becomes the safety net, where we can say, oh yeah, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow never checks in, and we never start looking after ourselves properly. The other reason that we do this, and this I think resonates more with a lot of people, is we're putting other people first, right? Yeah, because I'm one of those people that does that as well. You put everybody else first because they're more important to you than you are to yourself. And that's the nobility behind it. That's where the problem starts. Nobility breeds procrastination in your daily life. Doing the right thing by taking that time that you would spend on yourself to spend it getting stuff done so your partner hasn't got to do it, playing with your kids. By the time you add all of that up, all of that time you could have spent just 5 minutes of it on yourself. There's a lot of missed opportunities there in those 5-minute gaps that you could have taken and didn't. And this isn't like some pre-analyzed idea I'm looking at here. I'm living this right now. I am that guy that puts everybody else first. I am that guy that hides behind the nobility of it all. And I am that guy that doesn't spend time for himself. Or at least I used to be. Because I came across something a little while ago that was not in any way meant for this. But I took the concept idea of it and just realigned it with giving time back to myself, making sure I was looking after myself properly. And it works really, really well. So today we're going to break down exactly what that change looks like, exactly how you can start implementing it for yourself, and how even a small change, just now and then, to start with, can redefine the mindset that helps you to achieve not just what you want to achieve in a day, but how you want to feel when you achieve it. Now, I was watching a video a little while ago that was nothing to do with this at all. It was about how to make better YouTube videos, right? Because that's what I do. Yeah, that's my job. And I read I saw a video that said, if you focus on one aspect of your video, right, and try and improve it by 1% before your next upload, every time you improve something by 1%, work on it by 1%, that all stacks up. By the end of that journey, you've gone from being at 0 to 100 on everything. And I looked at that and thought, that could be useful for other things as well. So I started doing a 1% idea in my own life for me. So I would still try and do the stuff I was doing in a day. Yeah. School runs, housework, caring for my partner, all the rest of the stuff I do in a day. and the YouTube stuff as well on the side, right? Yeah. Just, the job as well, right? And then it hit me a couple of weeks into doing it that it was working, because before I would have said, oh, I'll have time for myself tomorrow. I'll sit down a bit later on today. Whatever it is, I would make the excuses to myself. I'd stopped doing that. I hadn't gone full empowerment. I'm changing my life and I'm dropping all of this. There was none of that going on. It was just that I'd realized to myself that I couldn't carry on the way I was going, that I was reaching burnout doing it how I was doing it before, and that what I was doing now was working for me. I took the 1% idea and I thought, well, what are 5 things that I would like to change about myself? Not physical appearance, not anything like that, but how I feel throughout my day. Will I feel tired and burnt out, angry, I'm frustrated, I'm upset, depressed, whatever it might be. I wanted to find a way of improving every one of them by 1% at a time. So when I would do the school run before, I would get up in the morning, get my kids ready for school, head on to school, right? Drop the kids off, come back, straight into something else. Then it hit me in this, second or third week of doing it, that actually the time on the way back from the school run, where it's only me in the car, or if I'm walking, it's just me, walking back. That's time that's not claimed by anybody. There are no pattern interrupts in that moment, like there was literally just then while I was recording, right? Pattern interrupts and calls on your time, they happen constantly. People are always like, hey, would you mind giving me a hand with this? When you've done that, if you've got time, can you do this other thing, please? And it happens all the time. And people like us, right, who are not yes men, not yes people, but we want to help people, we'll say yes every time without fail. So it's not saying no to that. It's taking the time between all of these things, right, to have time for yourself to start with. That's how this starts. So the school run for me, use the analogy of my own life, right? I would drop my kids off to school and then spend 5 minutes listening to a song or just listening to nothing, right? Enjoying the silence of it. Because sometimes when you're running here, there, and you've got loads of stuff going on in your life, and your life's really busy, and you don't have time for yourself properly, and you feel so burnt out and tired, that just silence, just a pause for a second can help. Not you don't have to do the rest of the stuff. Your life is important. That's why it exists the way that it does. But actually just taking that second to breathe and just go, and just remember that you're the one doing all of this. And if you don't look after yourself, there's no one left to do it all. That was the hardest part for me. Realizing that if I don't look after myself, there's no one left to do what I do. There's only one of me, there's only one of you. And if you can't do it, who's going to do it instead? Now, before we go any further with this 1% method, before we show you the application behind how you can use this in your life and how transformative this process can actually be, I want to let you guys know that I am dropping 5 free courses, one-to-one courses over 6 weeks with me, where we will break down the 1% method, show you how you can apply it in your own personal life, and give you measurable, actionable steps to not just break out of where you're at the minute, but by the end of it, change the mindset from, if I don't do everything, I'm letting people down, to I can do everything but still make time for myself. Because that's the key balance. We don't want to let other people down. We want to do what we're doing, just feel better while we're doing it. So if that sounds like something that interests you, the link will be below in the description. And if you're listening on the audio podcast, I will also link it up in the show notes. But the application side of it then. So how do I actually apply this 1% method? I would look at moments in my life where I was like going between jobs, right? Going between doing bits and pieces. And I would think, okay, those are all times where I'm not doing something in that moment. Like there's no job currently being done. There's no task currently being done. I'm not doing something for somebody in that moment. And I used to spend that time working, doom scrolling, just kind of focusing so hard on like getting to where I needed to be so I could do the next job. Using that time to start with is the beginning of it, right? Because if you can do that and you can reclaim a few of those moments, you don't have to reclaim every one of them on day one, right? You feel your way into this stuff. I did. Yeah, I didn't just go, right, I know all of this time now, because you don't see all of it at the start. You just take one moment, like that drive back from the school run, and you put on your favorite song, or you just listen to nothing, or you put the window down, your arm out the window, and you just relax for a minute, right? That's how it starts. Because you take one of them, one moment, 1%, and it's like pushing the snowball down the hill. At the start, the hill's quite leveled out, yeah? And so the snowball doesn't really move. And then slowly but surely, as you get to the hill itself and the slope starts to form, you see that snowball really take shape and really start to grow and really gain traction. That's the mindset shift that I'm talking to you about. So when I started doing this, it was one time. It wasn't like I've got a whole plan. It was, I'll do it once and see what happens. And now I don't just know where those moments live in my day, but I take full advantage of them every time I can. And it's helped me in a lot of ways. Like I don't snap at my kids half as much anymore. I'm so much calmer with managing my life, right? My actual work, like the making of videos, has become much easier for me because I've got the mental clarity, right, to sit down and brainstorm properly without trying to balance 4 or 5 things at once. It's helped me unlock the path to the person I want to be. Even though I'm not there yet, I'm on the right path and I can feel it in here because I'm already seeing the difference. And that's the thing with this 1% method. I haven't changed any part of my life. I have just taken back the moments that weren't being used for anything. And if you want to know exactly what those moments can look like for you in your life right now, whether you're a parent, carer, working full-time, all of the above, whatever it might be, those moments exist for all of us, right? We either don't see them or we're too busy to notice or whatever it might be. There's a PDF also linked below, right? It's on my website. Go and have a look at it if you want to. There's no obligation. There's no like opt-in. There's none of it. Not for the 1% free coaching either. It's just there. It's free if you want to use it. You know, this is me inviting you to take things I've learned for free, right? With no obligation, and just see if it works for you, because it did work for me. That's all this is. If you want to know more about that, it's in the description, it's in the show notes. I'll link it all up in there for you. But that PDF, that moments PDF, is just about recognition of those times in a day where you can go, oh my God, I'm not doing something. And just that recognition alone is the powerful start, right? That's the first 1%, just recognizing where those moments live. Then what you do with those moments is up to you. You can choose to fill them with planning the next task or optimizing the transition between one task to the next, which will achieve burnout faster, and then you will end up fizzling out. Or you can use those moments for yourself, put on your favorite song, put on a couple of tracks you like, put the radio on, turn it up loud, sing your heart out and go for it. Or you can take that moment, make a hot drink, just sit down for a second in some silence, read a page of a book, read a paragraph of a book. You don't have to change everything. You don't have to go mad. Trying to do too much too quickly isn't where failure comes from, but the more you take on, as we know, because we're all here in the same situation because we took on too much, the more you take on too quickly, the more overwhelming it can feel. If you feel like you can take that on quickly, go right ahead. And like I say, if you want to know how you can apply it right now, there's an application link in the description in the show notes where you can join me in person over Zoom for 6 free one-to-one sessions about how you can apply this to your life as it is right now, right? But just take it a day at a time, right? With this method, as opposed to literally every other thing I've ever seen, success is not defined by the outcome. Success is defined by 2 things: recognition and the attempt. The fact that you're willing to recognize where your moments are and try using any of them to feel even 1% better is the win. That is the goal. Anything that comes after that, any change in how you feel, any mindset shifts, they are the eventual outcome, right? Think about it this way. Let me take a phrase that is commonly chucked out everywhere that has some meanings, but it's never really been boiled down to something as specific as this. Rome wasn't built in a day. So let's take that idea that Rome wasn't built in a day and apply it to our own lives, to our own self. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was recovery. Neither was progression, and neither was a shift in mindset that takes you from I am literally burning out right now to I am happy in my own life without changing it, and I am more comfortable in managing the tasks I have to complete whilst feeling better about it. You don't go from one to the other overnight. Nobody does. And anybody trying to sell you that idea is lying to you and wasting your time. Rome was built by somebody putting one brick on top of another brick. And that is the 1% method in action. So now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments if you really want to go for it, right? Let me know in the comments what 1% you're going to try and change today, or any moments you know right now in your life or you can think of right now that you're going to take advantage of in this next week. Because once you start taking advantage of those moments and you start seeing them and you start running with it, the shift in mindset happens, and it happens so subtly. That part of your brain that rejects change, that rejects self-improvement, right, or whatever you want to call it, that part of you that goes, no, I can't fix myself. I don't want to spend the time on me. It's so subtle, the change, that part of your brain doesn't really recognize that it's happening because it happens subconsciously. You go from, I'll try it this once, and if it doesn't work, it's only me here, so who's gonna know? And it ends up being this transformative mental state where you know it's okay to take time for yourself. You recognize that if you don't take time for yourself, you don't get the time, right? No one's giving it to you. But also, you realize the importance of doing it, because as I said a minute ago, if you don't take time for yourself and you don't make sure that you can get everything done in the day that you need to do, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to do it instead? Who's going to step into your shoes and do what you do every day for everybody around you? Because it's not like who's going to do it for somebody else. You do what you do for the people you care about. That's it, right? Once you're an adult, that is exactly how it works. You look after your own flock. You look after your own family, your own kids, your partner, whatever it might be. You protect your own, and you're right to. But you're part of that circle as well. So let's start today, building Rome together. Not in a day, not all at once, and certainly not by changing the life you currently have, because it's important, or it wouldn't be there the way that it is. But let's start changing things by putting one brick on top of another brick, 1% at a time. Let's build Rome together.